Yo, what's up, Groove Tube? This is my 2023 YZ250F. This is going to be my 6-month review on the bike. Kind of hard to do a review on a bike right when you get it. You kind of got to get some seat time on it and get a feeler for it and see exactly what you think about it. I got this bike midway through January, so I'm just about at my 6 months of ownership of this bike, and this is just going to be a walk around video of some of the mods I've done to the bike, some of the pros and cons of the bike, and if I think you guys should get this bike. So I have just shy of 10 hours on this bike, and it's honestly been a dream. I came from a CRF 450R of 2020, so a Honda 450, and it was just a little bit too much for me. And I was at the track one day, and one of my good buddies, shout out Marcos, let me ride his 2019, I believe it is, 250F, and I was just in awe at how great the bike felt. Ever since that day, I kind of had a good taste in my mouth for the blue bikes. It really doesn't matter what angle you get on this bike, it looks great no matter what. This bike is very comfortable. It's a little bit wide, and I know that some people don't like that. Me coming from a Honda to this bike, the front shrouds definitely felt a little bit wide, but it's something I got used to and actually have grown to like about the bike. The riding triangle is also a little bit different. The feet pegs are in a little bit different position. So when I was jumping, I wasn't bringing my feet back to the right spot. That just took a couple of track days to get used to, but it was sketchy at the beginning and I didn't know if I'd ever get used to it. So the stuff I've done to this bike are just appearances, try to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing and just a little bit more personalized. Before I jump into that, I'm gonna let you know some of the things I did do to the bike. I got some Poly Sport covers on either side, just to protect the cases of the motor from where your boots are gonna rub against. And that was one of the very first things I did to the bike, and I'm glad that I did, because on my Honda, all of this is black and it very quickly started to deteriorate. You can even see right here where the cover does not protect, and I mean that's a very small spot and it's still all scratched up. These right here on the side of the bike, I actually like these. I know that a Cherbys or a Service, however you say it, has a little bit of the rubber on the side. It's a little bit different. But these were on sale for like 15 bucks, so I had to go with these. One thing I swear by and I get a lot of questions about is this Thrill Seekers, I think it's the Bar Bag 9000, and if you ride anything except for tracks 24/7, you've got to get one of these bags. You could put your phone in it, you could put your smokes in it, even though I don't condone of that. I've actually got an air tag in mine. I'll cut to that because it's a pain to open with one arm. But just so if somebody was to steal the bike, and criminals are usually stupid, so hopefully they wouldn't check in there and see the air tag, but at least it would give me a little bit of an upper hand if somebody was to take the bike. Factory Backing had a sale going on, so I ended up getting some custom graphics from them. I had a little bit of a spill, so I just went ahead and replaced all the graphics. It was a pretty good excuse for my fiance to let me get all new graphics and change out the look of the bike, so I'm thankful for that. I've also got these ODI lock-on grips, a lot better than stock. They hold up a good bit longer. I like the no waffle. Everybody has their own preference. For the seat cover, I got a custom Thrill Seekers seat cover. This is my 3rd or 4th seat cover from them, and I just really like how they turn out. It just goes with the theme of the bike really good. Little tip for you guys, I actually keep I have another Thrill Seeker seat cover on underneath this just to add a little bit of extra padding and comfort when you're riding. Try to help with that butt rub from being out on the track all day as much as you can. You can see right here where I went down at. I tried to heat that up, give it a couple of heat cycles with a torch, and it didn't seem to do too good. So I'm just thugging it out until I get an upgraded exhaust. Some of the things I really like about this bike are probably the suspension. Like I said, I came from a 2020 CRF 450R, and the difference between Showa and KYB is night and day. I mean, this suspension is just awesome. It's forgiving. It's plush, but not too plush. I don't think I could ever go back to Showa suspension after this bike. I actually traded a guy on my Honda for some, I guess, quotations, B-kit suspension. And it was from Factory Connection, really close to my weight, and it just still, it didn't cut it for me. I didn't know any better because that's the only other dirt bike I'd ever had. And then I got this, and I was thoroughly impressed with how good this stuff is out of the box. I also got some ODI Ricky Carmichael bend handlebars. I really like those. They're the CFT, so they have a little bit of flex in them. I also changed out the bar mounts because I accidentally snapped them. I had a crappy torque wrench from Harbor Freight, like a $10 torque wrench, and the bolt heads just kept spinning, and this cast metal on the factory ones just snapped. So I was kind of happy to upgrade to this. It actually has 4 bolts on either side, so a total of 8 bolts holding your handlebars together instead of just 4. So a little bit of extra protection. A couple other really cool things about this bike is it's got the Yamaha Power Tuner app. So not only can you change between modes, you can have 2 different modes at one time, but you can also access the app and see your true engine hours. You can make notes in there, such as when you did your last oil change, your last top engine, or your top end rebuild. There's just a lot of stuff that you can do in the app that no other manufacturers that I know of offer, and that really kind of just sealed the deal for me. You don't have to worry about, if you were to buy a bike secondhand, you don't have to worry about did the guy that I bought it from put the hour meter on as soon as he got it, or did he wait 20 hours, or did he put it on 2 weeks before he sold it to me? So just a way to keep people honest, and I feel like every manufacturer should do that. It doesn't make sense why they wouldn't. Another noticeable thing for me on this bike is the spokes. I've probably had 7 or 8 track days on this bike, and every single time I check these spokes, they're good. They are DID rims, and I believe that's what was also on, I had DID Dirt Stars were on the 450F, and I tell you what, every time I got off the bike, there was spokes that were loose, and some that were loose to the point where the wheels just needed to be relaced. And I've put about 10 hours on this bike now, and I have not had a single problem. I can't even hardly find a loose spoke on here, and that's just awesome, because anybody who rides moto knows that that's a pretty pricey thing, and it's also dangerous if your wheel was to blow out on you while you're jumping or even just riding down the road. I still got the factory DID chain on here, the 520 chain, as well as factory sprockets. I will end up upgrading, but I'm balling on a budget, so I'm not just gonna go out and blow money for no reason. I'm gonna ride the stock stuff until it doesn't work anymore, and then go from there. Overall, man, I would say this is the best out of the box 250F that you can get right now on the market. It's forgiving, it's customizable with maps. It's just pretty much the best bike you can get stock. No other bikes can you customize your maps. They come with maps on them, and you pick and choose which ones you want to use, and usually only one of the 2 or 3 is actually usable, depending on the type of rider you are. You know, they've got a mellow map, they've got a normal, and then they've kind of got a hard hitting map. This map, or this bike, you can customize for whatever maps you want. Overall, guys, I would definitely say if you're in the market for a 250F, even if you're a beginner, I would say this is probably your bike of choice. I've been riding moto for almost 3 years now, and I'm thoroughly impressed with this bike. You do have to ride it a little bit harder than a 450, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. And like people say, I'd rather ride a slow bike fast and a fast bike slow. You know, I don't want to look like a noob out there. I want to go out there and have fun. So yeah, if you guys like this video, just like and subscribe, comment, criticism. I'm here to take it all. And if you guys like this video, I'll definitely start putting some more out. Appreciate you guys checking it out. Take it easy.